Welcome back, you turkeys. I don't know if I can call you that on video, but I thought it'd be funny. We got Nicholas Josephs here, and we're gonna be pulling apart the bottom end of this SR20. Gonna find out if she's salvageable or if she's just a big hunk of alloy that I paid way too much money for. But there's just a little bit of water in there. Did you bring some brake clean?
Yeah.
Oh, we are on, mate. We sorted. So yeah, come along with us on this journey as we find out if this is going to be a coffee table or a running engine. So fucking first things first, obviously we need to take the sump off, but we need to take all these baffling plates and stuff off, so we're going to take this off. Maybe the oil pickup, I don't think you do, but take this off, take this sump off. There's 2 bolts there, yeah, all the way around, obviously.
Just some bearing in the sump. There you go. Oh baby.
Is it?
Was it a ring?
No, it's plasticky.
Hey?
It's plasticky, is it not?
No, it's fucking steel cable. Isn't it?
No, we'll find out, mate. We'll find out soon.
Fucked.
But yeah, this goopy stuff, it's not a good start. But we'll hope for the best day. So I'm just gonna go get some bags so I can put all these bolts in and know where they go, and Nick's gonna carry on. So we got a couple of 12 Johnnies on the inside here, which is why you have to take that plate out, and then all these 12s around the outside, and then 2 10s here, and then some crankage. Well, actually some cradle and then some crankage, but
Or we pull that dipstick through if you want. Yeah, mate.
oh no, I got tape on the end, mate. That's why. But yeah, we should probably get that fucking broken thing out. Go to pick apart and steal one. Not steal one, I mean pay $2 for entry and take one. It's kind of not stealing if you pay $2 for entry. Let's get in the last couple of bolts now on the outside. I took the old crank pulley off, and the woodruff key was just chilling down here in the seal. Bundy didn't even put the woodruff key in, or he's had the crank pulley off for some reason. God knows why. But yeah, getting there, almost got the sump off, and then we'll show you the goodness that is an SR20. Nick looks excited.
Keen. Crank. This could be disastrous.
Nah, just buy a DE crank, mate. They're all the same. What do you reckon, Jess?
She just wants some.
Are you taking the S15 today?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. That's sorted. It's taking a while.
So that's sealant.
Just pull on it. There we go.
Done like a dinner.
Yeah. Oh, mate. Put some. Oh,
Have we got everything?
surely.
Oh. Oh no.
No, that's the cradle.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I've done.
That goes to the oil pump. This is separate. Might just need a bit of a hammer. Oh, here we go.
It's the money.
Oh, Johnny.
So,
Up she comes. Dun 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 dun. Here we have. What did you just drop? I don't know. It's not actually that dirty down there. It's all in the sump. Or might be exceeding the weight limit of our plastic tray in a second.
center of gravity here.
Okay.
Pick up.
It's not really dropping much actually. We just put that tray over there. I thought it was going to drop heaps of shit. That's why I put the tray down. Should we just lift it up and put it over there? Yeah. Hold on. Put the camera down. Alright, now where are we at? We got...
The pick stick.
yeah, these baffles. The pickup. And... then the cradle. Well, we can actually play with the bearings if we take these baffles and this pickup off. rotate it and see what they're like. So we just got the pickup and the baffle off. Now we can see the cradle and we can see our bearings. So any back and forward moving like that would indicate with our hands that the bearing is run or seized or gone or fucked. So if we rotate the crank, I'll put the bolt back in, we'll be able to feel these two and see if there's any movement in there. And yeah, then we'll take this cradle off, and then we'll actually look at the bearings and we'll actually look at the crank and see what this stuff is like in condition. And if it's all good, then we're off to a good start to rebuilding this thing. We basically just need to send the head away to get checked for pressure test, and then if that hasn't got any cracks or anything in it, then we can pretty much say that this motor just had a faulty gasket issue. The bottom end checks out and the head checks out, and we can rebuild it. He did the honours of turning it over, so oh, she's got a bit of slop that way. It's not. Maybe we'll turn it back and we'll just check those two again. Just keep turning it. Yeah, these ones are tight, like they're seized. I'd almost say that these two are seized. Like, there's no play at all. I think there's supposed to be a little bit of play, so
yeah,
either that or these are. Oh, I'm not actually sure. We're gonna have to pull that off and find out. So,
bearing expert.
Yeah. So, cradle. Well, we don't even need to take this off actually, because this is holding in the crank, and we can't take the crank off until we take this oil pump off. So we just need to undo these. Yeah, the caps for the piston rods, and then push it out the bottom. And we should get a piston go on the floor, and we can have a look at some bearings and some crank.
Will the gun get them, or should it
No, you'll be right. 14.
with the gun?
Yeah, try the gun first. It's not a big. I think you only torque these to like 30 or 40 Newton meters, like nothing too extreme. Oh, fucking hell.
I see it.
That's
alright.
Ruined. I just pulled this cap off and I couldn't find the bearing. It's because it's probably spun around in there. It is. There's two bearings in there for some reason. It's probably not a great start, but oh well. It is what it is. We'll I'll get Nick to tap this one out and we'll go from there. There's a little bang on one of the edges if you can get it. Yeah, there we go. And pull the cap. Has that one got a bearing?
It's even fucking worse.
Oh no, that one's still.
There it is.
Oh, she's a bit. She probably should have stayed in there, but she hasn't. There's no like obvious marks or anything on there though.
I think the motor was shut down at the right time.
Yeah, probably just luckily. But we'll push this out the bottom, and we'll take a look at the piston and stuff as well, I guess.
Well, spin it up.
No, go down the bottom and catch this piston, because it's gonna.
Oh, yeah. Let's take this one.
What end's that one? There.
Yo.
You got him?
It's nearly
No.
there.
Push him.
There we go.
You got him? Out he comes. It's like giving birth.
Is it?
So this is oh, the old ringlings are a bit.
The oil ones.
Yeah.
But that's probably from sitting. It's been sitting for like 2 years.
Yeah, oh, it is alright.
They'll get replaced anyway. I'm just more curious to see what the piston itself's like. Okay, where's the cap for that one? I put it somewhere.
Are you good at that?
I'm good at putting them somewhere and forgetting where I put it.
This one? No, that was the one I did. This was your one.
Yeah. No bearing, yeah.
Earring.
You can just sit them on the ground somewhere, or on the tray. Where are you going?
Gym.
Okay.
That sugar-free one is fucking crazy.
got given this work yesterday by the boss. I don't know why. He gave me 2, so bit of energy for an SR20 build.
It's a pain in that.
Oh mate, what's MDMA?
Liquid MDMA.
I don't know if you can say that on YouTube. Well, I guess we'll find out. And
Just seen it on the news.
what, liquid MDMA?
No MDMA. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what it is either. But yeah. We'll take these other 2 out and then we'll do a close-up inspection of what we can find. Take out some.
So we're just undoing the other 2 now. Number 2 and 3. So these are the ones we're actually skeptical about because they were solid. So
Solid. Well, yeah. I don't
all
know.
correct. We're not
Yeah,
sure. So
yeah. It's been a while since I pulled one of these bad boys apart, so I can't remember exactly.
so yeah, got the little hammer Johnny.
Give him a little love tap. Oh, there he goes.
Enough.
Yeah, should be able to get a cap out hopefully.
There we go. What's the deal?
It's got a little bit of scoring.
Is this thing gonna focus? There we go.
Can you see the scoring down the bottom there?
Yeah, yeah.
That's not bad. Maybe these ones are the right ones because it's holding the bearing.
Yeah.
I'm sure Ethan will watch this and tell us what's up. Probably laugh at us.
Shout out RB Master.
Shout out RB Master. Okay. Get the next one out. Oh, this one was tight and the bearing stayed in there, so maybe we have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah, maybe this motor's just a magic trick.
Magic
You know
trick.
what the fuck it's on about. There we go.
Here's the bearing.
Well, the crank doesn't actually look too bad there.
It's got a couple of heat spots, but it's not like scored. I don't know, I'm sure there's someone in the comments will tell us what's up.
Alrighty.
Skeptical about the other 2 though, that were a bit sloppy and spun all the way around. It's probably not good.
Might happen to that thing soon. Any skids.
Hope not. Hopefully this is built if it does. Alright. So we've got the pistons out and the bearings out for the pistons obviously. So we'll do some measuring and some closer inspection on those. We'll do some closer inspection and maybe some measuring on those in a different video. Like on the crank and then the bore and all that kind of thing. Shit, sorry you can't see me. But yeah, just today we're just going to pull it apart and see if we can find anything obvious just by look, just because it's all we've got time for. We've got to go do a couple of other jobs, so yeah, we'll just pull this front cover off now. Nick's doing that, and then we'll pull the crank out and see if we can see anything on the crank side of things, bearing wise, and if there's any big scoring or anything like that, 'cause obviously the crank's a pretty important part, and if it's beyond repair then yeah, we need to try to find another one. So yeah, it's a big piece to the puzzle. So we'll pull this front cover off. Ooh. And then yeah, we'll bring you guys back out and show you pulling out the cradle and the crank. Show you guys what under the front cover looks like if you haven't seen it before. So these are your timing chain guides. They're plastic. Here and here you can see this one's broken, which is not good. So sometimes these split and they go through your motor. So if you're ever doing a timing chain, replace this. And And then obviously you've got your chain. See if I can find it. Oh, there it is there. So see that black link, slightly different color there, that's your timing link. So there'll be one down the bottom for the crank, and then there should be two somewhere else for, oh, it goes through the middle there. Let's undo that, but yeah, it should be two somewhere else for the cam. So on here somewhere, this Johnny probably worn away, but when you first put it together there would have been a dot on one of these teeth, and that'll be where you line up your coloured link, and then same with your camshafts. So if we have a look over here on there, you guys can see that dot, that's the other place you line it up with. So you'll have three coloured links, and you line one up with the crank and then the other two up with the cam dots, and then that's how you know your motor's in time on top dead center piston number 1. So we got the front cover off, we got the timing chain off. Where's the old sprocket? There would have keys in there. No, it's the dot. It's the timing mark. Oh, there it is there. So there's the other timing mark that I was talking about. Sorry, camera wasn't even looking at anything decent just then, but you guys will understand. You can just see it there. Stop focus. There you go. But yeah, took that off. The rear main seals, all the bolts are out of here, and then we're just cracking off the cradle, and this holds in the crank. So the crank will be coming out next, and we can have a look at those bearings. This is your cradle that holds in the crank caps here. So these are probably going to need a little bit of persuasion to come out. You might need to tap them with a hammer or whatever. Asian persuasion. And obviously this seal needs to come off as well. There we go. And we shake it before you bake it. Yeah, baby. Woo! She looks actually all good. I mean,
nice.
Yeah, we'll replace those anyway, but that's good because if this is damaged, that's bad. If those are damaged, that's bad. All these journals, you don't want them to be damaged.
Oh.
Well, you just don't want them to be like really heavily scored. Yeah, they're marked. Yeah, marked.
Oh,
yeah. So these are all numbered as well, so you know where they go. So put them back in the right place, obviously. But yeah, I'm hoping that this crank is good on all these journals, because if this bottom end is salvageable, that's the main thing. To buy a DE head or a det head is not too expensive, like a couple $100, but to have to get another crank or another block or whatever is big money. So if we can save this end of it, then the rest of it's not really a problem. So we're off to a good start so far, I think. But yeah, we'll get everything checked out, make sure it's good to go. Come on, where's the Asian persuasion? Come on, mate.
This one is
Don't be
stubborn, eh?
bit stubborn.
Like the missus.
I hope she doesn't watch these videos. You'll be in the box. Oh, he's got the chain on. Woo! Here we go. It's the last Johnny. She spins nicely in there, eh? Not too bad, eh? Not too bad, eh? Gussie. Spinning. What do they all look like? Oh, there's a little bit of shaving on there. Oh no, it's clean.
It's dust.
It's clean. It's just dirt. It's just fucking dirty piece of shit. Oh, there we go, boys. Yeah, there she comes. There goes the thrust.
I can take this to the gym, mate.
Just lay him down there gently. Yeah, that's the one, boys. So, det block, boys. We got oil squirters. So, people that don't know, difference between DE and a det is these fucking waste of space time things here. Doesn't really make too much difference. People that say you need to buy a det motor for this, okay, whatever you want to say, but be real, if you've got a good tune, you'll be sweet. So these are all squirters here, obviously. And yeah. Look at the old bores, they're a bit rusty down the bottom there. It's alright, bit of a clean. This is a beer block. This is a almost beer, stripped down SR20. Oil pickup, or oil pump, oil filter, fucking housing, thermostat, water neck, and she's bare to go to the machine shop and get cleaned. Probably will measure the top of this, or check if it's flat, and then send it to somewhere like Engine Specs to get honed and decked, just to make sure that everything's flat and square, because we know that this has had a head gasket problem supposedly, and it's actually looking that way, the way I'm looking at it at the moment. So yeah, make sure everything's square, so that way when we put it back together we have no more problems like that. But for now, we are going to check these bearings. Notice that these ones with the big groove in them go on the top or the bottom, whichever way you're thinking about it. But yeah, we'll give this a good clean down and we'll take a look at this girl. So another thing is in SRs is they have the thrust bearing or thrust washer, whatever you want to call it, here. I know some motors don't. I think early RBs is one of them. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that they don't come with some motors don't have these, and what these do is basically like absorb crank warp back and forth this way, obviously, like, so you know, if you don't have anything that can absorb this way and it's like floating, that can cause damage. So yeah, replace these. They normally come with your bottom end bearing kits, but that's what they do, if you're wondering, is to prevent crank warp back and forth. So we got everything apart, and now you guys can see how easy and simple SR motors are, which is why they're sick. People that don't like them, you guys are haters. They're the best motor in the world. Nah, just kidding. Nah, but for what they are, really cheap motor, make good power, good reliable if you do them right. You know, everything comes down to having a good tune. At the end of the day, if you got a good tune, nothing really should go wrong. Should be able to. The tuner should know the limitations of how much boost the motor can run before it's detonating, and pull a bit of timing and all that kind of thing to make it run safe, and then you'll have a good reliable SR20. But yeah, Nick and I have got this thing all stripped down now. Obviously give it a wee bit of a clean. I know that this is going to get decked and all that anyway, but it's just good to have a look just to see if we can see anything before we send it away and spend heaps of money for no reason. But yeah, everything's clean up in there as well now, and along there. And yeah, we're just gonna clean down the crank and the bearings and the pistons and the rods of the pistons, and then we'll probably call the video there after we have a quick look at that, show you guys if we see if we can find anything. And then the next video you guys see on working on the SR will probably be doing all the measuring. So you go measure all the bores. You measure them in 3 places in the bore. So you measure across this way, and then across this way, and then again halfway down, and then the whole way down, sort of where the bottom of the piston finishes. And you just kind of check that it's square. I think these are 86mm, so about that. And then yeah, obviously measure the crank as well, same sort of thing, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, whole way, write it down, make sure everything's good to go. And yeah, so I've got the crank all cleaned up now, and it's been talking to old mate Ethan at High Power so I could get some correct terminology for you. There's a few dry spots on here, but in terms of like how this feels, like there's no like scoring if I'm running my fingernails or anything like this, like across it. So as long as this all measures up properly, I think it will be safe if we just sort of get this cleaned up, like a little polish or something like that, and then slap some new bearings on down the bottom here. So that's good. Yeah, so like I said, Ethan said that these are dry spots. The bearings kind of have the same sort of thing down here, so might have been a run dry of oil at some point or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, cheers Ethan for the hand. If you guys ever want to get an engine built properly, probably best to send it to him. Don't try to do this in your garage if you don't have a little bit of confidence, because it probably won't run. But yeah, probably going to end the video here. So like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.